day in paradise, my friends. Here we are up in the shed, and today we're going to be looking at doing up this Volkswagen. It's an awesome beast. I love it. So the quest today is a quest for steel. So around here we've got this pillar. Now this pillar goes all the way along. I've started plating it up, and I'm going to continue to plate all this up along here. So I'm just going to be cutting sections out and just plating them in. That is my quest for today. If I can get that done, I'm going to be stoked. Also today, I'm going to finish this last tiny little section here, get that done, and then those C pillars are all complete. A pillars are pretty good. There's no rust in this one, it's good. But this one's had a crack, so I've done a bit here. It's still pretty thin through there, so I'm gonna chop that out as well. Then I've got this section here, this hole here to do. So as you can see, I've got to reinforce that with some pretty thick steel. And then I've got this one to do all over again. Exactly the same thing. That's all wafer thin through there. So it's sill days. Sills. This is what I've got left. So I'm gonna chop this up as much as I can and use this steel. And then I need to buy some plate steel, unless I can find some scrap floating around. I've had a good morning actually. As a lot of you know, I ride motorbikes, and I was down here, primarily dirt bikes, and I jumped onto Facebook and saw a bit of a bargain on the old marketplace. Well, what a bargain it turned out to be. So I went down for a set of plastics. I ended up getting 2 sets of plastics, 4 front guards, and a set of motard rims. And these aren't just shitty motard rims. You got Talon hubs, you got XL Tagasago rims, gold, and all for 500. Missus is gonna kill me. Oh, and 3 sets of freaking handlebars. Good old Davern Park, eh? They always come up with the bargain somehow. So yeah, that'll be another mission for weeknights and stuff like that. So yep, bargains happening this morning. Love a good bargain. So yeah, away we go. I listened to some wicked drum and bass today, really feeling it, and I'm going to be doing those seals. So I've actually found this other section here. Comes down the side of this seam, and it looks really shit. Like that should be welded, but it's not, and I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is I found this new machine here, and I'm going to I've just started it, and I'm going to take some of this out, and I'm going to weld this whole seam up. Wow, that works wickedly. So let's just cut that all out nicely. Now I'm going to run a weld all the way up there and make it super strong. It's called getting distracted, stopping the work that you should be doing to do other shit that's more fun just because you want to. There's no real need to do this whatsoever. I just like welding. I'm just going to seam weld it anyway because rally, I don't know, I'm just going to seam weld it. Not bad, pretty easy. Few little shitty bits, but there she is, seam welded. Took me about 10 minutes. Starting to rain now. Quick progress report. Done a couple of patches on the sill. So I'm 2 patches deep now. Just gotta grind them, but I'm just gonna keep patching and I'll grind it all at the end because I just love hours of grinding. Well, 1 more patch to go. It's been a lot of welding. Last little bit to do. I'm over it, and I still haven't started grinding yet. I'll be grinding and grinding, as Gojira say. Alrighty, so this whole sill panel now has been welded. Now, it looks like a dog's breakfast. Don't worry, that's going to come up awesomely. I don't know how else you could possibly weld something and not have to grind it back, because it's impossible. So now comes the big absolute mission of grinding all this back. So it was, you know, there's a fair bit of blowing holes in stuff, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. But I'm stoked that I got that done. That was a big job. It's taken me, well, I started it a couple of weeks ago when I did my mission, and oh yeah, here's a bit of an update on my finger. Finger's all good. The other one's healed up nicely. No issues there. So yeah, it's taken me, well, what's today? Today I've been going since about 10 o'clock. It's 2:30 or something now. So it's taken me all this time to get those patches in, to cut them all up, to do them. Not an easy mission. So now I'm going to get out my brand new grinding disc, and I'm going to go sick on all this weld and see how she comes up. Keep you posted. Mission. So I've completely welded up that sill panel now. I've got a couple of little holes, couple of lows, couple of highs, but for what I've done, I'm pretty bloody stoked with it. Do you want to have a look? All right. Here she is. So she's welded, she's ground back. So that patch there is a bit low. Just here, there's a bit of a hole, so it got a bit thin. Got to do a bit of a weld on that. Another little low section there. But all in all, another bit of a low there. But all in all, it's come up bloody brilliantly. Front to back, long mission. Took me freaking ages. Took me absolutely ages. But we got there. Now that's one side done. I've still got another side to do. The other side's just as bad. Wafer thin steel, full of little tiny pinholes. So that's gonna have to be cut out and replated too. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. But you know, it's finished, and when it comes up like that after all that effort you've just put in, well, yeah, I couldn't imagine how much a panel beater would have charged to do that. Panel beaters, in my mind, are phenomenal. The fact that they can smash that out in a couple hours, you know, and have it looking 10 times better than what that piece of shit looks like. It's still alright, but you know, masters. I wish when I was young that I'd learned how to do it, because what an art form it is. They're masters. Panel beaters, hats off to you fellas and ladies. You are incredible. I'm not a patient person, to be honest. I'm gonna patch up those last little few welds, grind it back, make it 100%, and then what? I don't know. I didn't even know where to go from here. I didn't think I'd be finished this quickly. Now that side's all done. I'm going to actually make room, move the car over so that it's in the center so that I can work on the other side panel now. Here we go. So this is the passenger side floor. Pretty good. Bit of surface rust. Couple of very small holes, but so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my rust converter and just go over all this again. I haven't been over this side, but I'll go over the other side as well and just get all that rust converted and stable. So here we go. So I've got a heap of rust converter in there now. That'll do its trick. Convert all that rust back into whatever it converts it to. So yeah, that's all done. Happy with that. Tell you what, it's been a bit of a mission today. I didn't get this done because I don't have any steel left. I have to buy some more steel. The steel that I've got off that panel is just too thin and I want to do it with a bit thicker stuff. So yeah, haven't got round to doing this yet. A super easy job though, that one now. This has all been completely finished. Rust converted all through there, protected. And before I finish that off, I'm actually going to go and put rust converter on the inside. And then once I've done the rust converting on the inside, after I've painted it all, I'm just going to like fill every channel up with, you know, some type of fish oil or something like that to make sure that the rust doesn't actually come back too hardcore. So yeah, that's my day done. Started this morning about I don't know, 10:30ish, around that time. I haven't exactly been going hardcore at it, but you know, been just up here in the shed chilling, relaxing, fixing panels. And yeah, really happy with the outcome, I suppose. So next mission, I'm going to get some more steel, finish that back section off there. Then I'm going to get stuck into this other side sill panel. From where I've come from, this car looked like it sat underneath the water, underneath the ocean, as someone commented. That was pretty funny. So yeah, once that's all done, then I'm just going to make careful plans to make sure that this rust doesn't come back. Then I'll paint the interior. I'll strip out all that crap, paint the interior. Then I can start finishing panels. Actually putting panels back on the car? Nah. What do you reckon? Should I paint the panels and then put them back on the car? Or put them back on the car and then paint it? I reckon I might paint them off the car. It'll look better when when you buy those rubbers in between the guards. They're always a certain color. It's cream usually. I don't know if you can even get different colors. So, I really don't want cream. I reckon I might have seen like a grey as well. I'd love black. Actually, have I seen black? I've had so many Volkswagens, cannot remember. I think you might be able to get black ones. So yeah, then I'll get those black rubbers. I'll get a whole bunch of nuts and bolts so that everything's new. I'm going to bring up my nut set next week and just experiment tapping putting some nut sets in so that I can actually bolt the panels on, and I'll be confident with the way they're bolted on. I reckon nut sets are a brilliant technology. Wow, I'm making some progress. My whole goal is to have this finished by Christmas. As in driving, registered and driving by Christmas. I wouldn't have spent much money on this at all. I bought the car as it is for $5,000. Rolled it in here, stripped it, and this is where I'm at. I'm over 50% of the way. It's really starting to hit home now. Wow. All right. Painting. Yeah. I'm sure I'll just be an expert at painting. Waiting to see that disaster. All right, anyway. Signing off. See you next week.